Welcome to The Common Thread, where we pull at stories, truths, and experiences that bind us together. I'm your host. I'm so glad that you are here. Like, subscribe, and follow, and leave a comment if anything stands out to you. This episode, I'm going to read a portion from my journal. I journal a lot about my experiences, encounters, reflections, thoughts, ideas, quotes. I've been doing this since I was in 8th grade. There have been a lot of experiences that will probably resonate with you. It also might provoke conversation, which is a goal of mine. There's something sacred about a name. It's not just what we're called, it's how we're known. It carries history and identity. And when someone tells you what their name is, the only right response is to honor it, not edit it, not ignore it, not act like it doesn't matter. Because when someone refuses to call you by your name, especially after being corrected, it's not just forgetfulness. It's a quiet way of saying, I don't respect you enough to listen. I'm not big on promoting anything that I don't believe in, but Newly Worn, this is a brand that gets it. Their pieces don't just look good, they feel good. The quality is real, the designs are bold, clean, and unapologetically individual. Because when you show up in the world with dignity, your style should match it. Check them out on Instagram at Newly Worn. I have 4 takeaways that I want you to listen to. 1. Respect begins with listening. If someone tells you how they want to be addressed, honor it. 2. Titles don't justify control. Leadership without respect is manipulation. 3. Tiny acts of dismissal stack up. Over time, they become culture. 4. Accountability in institutions are measured in small things. When leaders won't own a simple correction, what else are they avoiding? Recently, at an institution I worked at, there was a sacred gathering meant to celebrate our seniors with reverence, dignity, and spiritual grounding. A moment supposed to model the values we teach. Instead of leaving with a sense of peace, I walked away reminded of something I've experienced too often in institutional life. The subtle ways people in power ignore what they don't respect. During the evening, 2 top administrators called me Michael. Again. This wasn't the first time. This wasn't a simple mistake. I've told them clearly and directly over the last 2 years on multiple occasions, I go by Mike. My name is Mike. That's who I am. When I corrected one of the administrators after the event, his response wasn't apologetic. It was clipped with defensive. I know. And that part really stuck with me. He does know. They both do. Which means this wasn't about memory. This was about control. In Catholic institutions, we preach respect, dignity, and the value of the individual. We emphasize calling students by their preferred names, or honoring their gender identity, and celebrating the uniqueness as part of God's design. But when those same values aren't extended to colleagues, especially by leadership, the message rings hollow. Calling someone by the name that they have chosen for themselves is a basic respect. Disregarding it, especially after being told multiple times, becomes something else entirely. It becomes a quiet act of power, a way to remind someone that no matter how competent, how present, or how long they've been part of the community, the people at the top still decide who gets to be seen and heard. This kind of behavior isn't just passive-aggressive, it's narcissistic. The kind of narcissism that hides behind hierarchy, titles, and even tradition. It shows up in the refusal to acknowledge boundaries. It shows up in the need to control how others are seen. It shows up in the fragile egos that turn simple corrections into perceived challenges. This is a performance, and it's protected by institutional culture that rewards silence and punishes dissent. Too often, Catholic institutions wrap themselves up in language that sounds holy but fails to be honest. They claim to uphold the gospel but ignore the basic call to listen. They build programs around justice while allowing small injustices to go unchecked, especially when those injustices come from leadership. This isn't about a name. It's about the name that represents. agency, identity, and the refusal to be managed into silence. It's about the slow erosion of dignity that happens when people in power believe they're above accountability. My name is Mike. That should be more than enough. Not because it's convenient, not because it's a nickname, because I said so. This isn't about preference, it's about respect. And if you can't offer that, especially as a leader, you're not leading, you're performing. I would really love to hear what you have to say in the comment sections below. I really want you to consider, where are you being called to speak up about small injustices before they become institutional habits? This isn't just my story. It mirrors all of us. We teach what we tolerate. And in every interaction, we either reinforce someone's worth or we chip away at it. So here's my call to you. Don't perform respect. Just do it.